All right, and we are back with another episode of Media Reviews with Demon Phil. And we got one today that I think you're kind of getting the idea of what I'm going with on this one. Now, before I get started onto this one, I'm going to go ahead and say real quick, because I know there's a lot of controversy following this whole series. I am all about discussion, yes. Trolling, no. If you troll or try to push on this too much on there on comments, whatever, you will be deleted, you'll be blocked. So don't go that far. Let's have some fun. Let's get some thoughts going on this. Everybody has an opinion. I have one as well. That's why I'm giving them on these media reviews. If you don't like them, that's totally your opinion. Let's not make it negative for everybody that's out there. That being said, I want to go ahead and say that because I've seen a lot of negativity following around this show. I've been watching it since it started. I believe we are on episode 4 as of the time that I'm doing this recording. I plan on going ahead and doing a show a week to go ahead and showcase what's going on. So spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. You have been warned. All right, so that being said, She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. Marvel Studios came out with this one. I'm going to go ahead and go through the storyline, and then we'll discuss a little bit on this, just a little bit. And yes, I had a lot of fun finding this wallpaper here. I love this. I think this is fun and explains what's going on. This is like a background story of what's going on in the story. And if you ever picked up a She-Hulk comic, it's fun. It doesn't have a lot of substance to it. It's more fun than it is anything else. So, who is She-Hulk? Well, Jennifer Walters, the cousin of the Hulk, which we never heard about until now. So they've been holding that ace in the hole for some time, I guess. I don't know what's been going on with that one. But anyway, there's a situation where they are out and about together. And this is before he goes full on Hulk. He is actually in human form at the time. He is Banner. And they have a car wreck. Complications happen in there where Banner is actually cut open. In human form, he can be. So he is bleeding. But at the same time, Jennifer is cut open. And he goes to pull her out of the car to help her out because she's stuck. And blood gets with blood. Red plus red equals green. Whenever you're dealing with a Banner, anyway. So she ends up getting her powers as She-Hulk. A couple of things that I want to bring up about that. Number one, this was not the transition like the Hulk had where he was just pissed off at the world and just started destroying everything and was the monster. She's actually got a lot of control. She's just trying to learn how to use the power that she's got. So she has control. She's just trying to learn how to use the strength because there's a lot of it. They even have a lot of banter between her and, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, the Smart Hulk. It's fun again. And they're discussing how whenever he had his first change and everything, he was mindless, just beast in all of this, and she is not. In her defense, she says that she's dealt with a lot in her time. Whenever she's catcalled or whenever she's looked down upon at the firm or anything like that, she's learned how to go ahead and take her rage and push it down just a little bit. That particular segment right there is what got most of the negativity that's out there right now. I don't agree with it. I think it was pretty cool that they actually put that in there. Is she a female hero? Yes. Is she gender swapped? No. It's actually a comic book. Is she wrong in what she's saying about anything on there? No, I don't agree. I don't agree at all that she's wrong about anything. So what's the deal with the show? The show is about her trying to embrace human and Hulk at the same time and be a lawyer. Now, that sounds like you'd throw that out there for a sitcom, right? It is. Oh my gosh. Marvel can make sitcoms. Yes, Marvel can make sitcoms. Things have happened in Marvel. They've shown Chris Hemsworth's rear end on Love and Thunder. Still going to therapy because I saw that in like 80 inches worth of the screen. It's just too much. Um, on top of that, we saw Hulk's rear end in another Thor movie. Are you seeing a pattern here? Rear ends show up in Thor movies? Don't know. Different things are happening to lighten things up. Comic books are about having fun and getting away from the negativity of the world. She-Hulk, as a comic book, was a way to get away from that. And just to let everybody know, she broke the fourth wall well before Deadpool did. Huge, huge Deadpool fan. Ryan Reynolds, if you're watching this at any point, I definitely want to get you on the show at some point. Just throwing that out there right now. Huge Deadpool fan. But she broke it first. So that being said, make sure you get your facts straight on looking up everything and trying to figure out what's going on with all this. So the show itself, we're moving along. She's trying to progress in the same firm she was going against originally. And she is now running a meta-human powered people. There's different wording for it in there. Segment of the firm. And her first client is Emil Blonsky. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Well, in Incredible Hulk, or however we're saying it that we actually can remember which version of it was. But anyway, Emil Blonsky was Abomination. Abomination and Hulk got into it so bad in Brooklyn area and some other areas around there that that was another reason the Hulk was actually targeted by quite a few factions out there. Even though Abomination was the bad one, it's kind of a toss-up on there. So she has to actually represent Abomination, Emil Blonsky, to make sure that he gets his parole. There are complications in that because if you've watched Shang-Chi, in Shang-Chi, you see Abomination fighting Wong in the arena event as soon as they walk into the illegal arena event there. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, it's there. Look for it. So it is brought to her attention that Abomination, Emil Blonsky, has actually escaped his Supermax prison thing. She goes to see him to find out what's going on. He's back in there, of course, and everybody's just kind of perplexed on going, what is going on? It's the Supermax. You can't get out for one thing, and for another, it was televised that you were out. So she has to explain that. The only way she can explain it is the person that was there, so she has her assistant, which is very resourceful in the way she does things, to reach out to Wong to get him to show up, to go ahead and explain that it was him that took Abomination out of there. He agrees. They have the parole date set up and everything. And of course, Wong is late getting there, so she has to go through this whole long, drawn out thing that she just comes up with on the fly as a lawyer to try to get them to look at Emil differently. Very interesting, because then it takes a sitcom and creates more of a courtroom drama at that point, which was kind of fun because it was a twist. Keeps you thinking. Then the sitcom comes back in because Wong shows up at the end via portal, of course. He goes ahead and confesses to everything that it was his fault and that he was the one who took Blonsky out against his own will. And then, was going to go ahead and just leave him there to do whatever in the arena. And according to Emil, he said that he wanted to go back. He chose to go back to his Supermax prison. So he was given the option, and he decided to come back and serve out his time. That being said, Parole kind of looks over and says, okay, as far as we're concerned, we'll convene and everything, but it looks like we're going to go ahead and give you parole with some stipulations. Stipulation is you can never be Abomination again. We all know that's not going to happen. Yes, I just broke fourth wall. I do that too, but it happens. You're still looking at me, aren't you? Okay, anyway. So he's not going to become Abomination. It's agreed upon. Everything's good, great, wonderful. They look over at Wong, and Wong's like, okay, well, I got to get back to such and such. No, Wong, you're actually you've broken all of these laws and everything by going ahead and taking him out of prison and admitting to it and taking him, against his own will. You have some charges to face. And Wong sidesteps, opens up a portal, and says, see ya, and walks straight out. How are you going to stop the Sorcerer Supreme? Come on. Now, we get to the point in the show that I did not like. I actually have a part in here, because I'm going to go ahead and say right now, it's not that I touch, everything that goes across in front of me and everything that I absolutely love. There is a group in the comics that I've actually enjoyed being on there. They are more of a comedic faction, but they've always looked pretty cool, and they've had some really cool weapons, and have gotten some pretty cool evolution throughout the comic books. This was sad. The Wrecking Crew showed up toward the end of this last episode that I watched. Scrawniest, weakest looking characters. It was sad. It was pitiful. It hurt. It hurt right there. They had the weapons. The weapons look great. The characters, they could have done better, a lot better. And they have a budget they're using for this, so it could have been done. So I'm just saying, if anybody from Marvel happens to watch this, could have done better with the Wrecking Crew. If you're planning on doing something different with them, that's going to really surprise me. I think this is going to be a one-off with them being in there. If you're going to bring them in again, I'm not going to be too happy with that. But hey. So there's that. The other thing is CGI. And a lot of people have a lot of complaints on this one too. I have a small one. Banner / Smart Hulk. I hate calling him Smart Hulk. Fourth wall. Hate calling him Smart Hulk. Just putting it out there. He looks great. He looks just like he does in the movies and everything. So it looks like nothing's changed. You can almost catch the haze of green screen, blue screen, whatever, around She-Hulk whenever she walks around. CGI is just not there with the main character. That kind of irks me a little bit. It's kind of like, okay, this is not called Smart Hulk. I swear I'm going to start drinking every time I say it. It's called She-Hulk, so she's the main character. Why isn't she given a little more love on that? Anyway, that being said, soapbox out there and everything, it is a very watchable show. If you're planning on going into this and learning more about the MCU than has ever been out there before, or that Marvel's been hiding secrets that she's going to unveil directly for you, or that you're going to go into this thinking this is one of the best series that's ever come out, and it's just not going to do it for you, which is fine. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody has everything with that. If you want to go into this thinking it's going to be a fun romp that actually follows the antics of the comic book version of She-Hulk, oh, I said it. It's out loud. Then this is the story for you. It has a lot of fun. You can't go into it nitpicking everything because it's doing it on purpose for the most part. The CGI thing may even be part of it, and they may be doing something with that later on. I'm keeping my eyes open on that. But for the most part, it's one of those that's just a lot of fun. She breaks the fourth wall quite often, talks directly to me. I mean, us. Yeah, it's us. But it's definitely worth spending some time watching, having some fun with, and seeing what's going to happen. In credits. This one hits home because this is something you need to be paying attention to in my hell of a show, because I do have that on Fridays live. And then you will be seeing them, I believe, on Thursdays. You will see the pre-recorded ones being dropped. Other than that, you'll be seeing This Ugly Mug on there almost every single day of the week because of drops that'll be happening out there. Sorry about your luck. That being said, end credits. I'm having fun with this one. Marvel started doing end credit scenes. Wow, I don't even remember the exact first movie that did it. But you know, having Tony Stark out there with Nick Fury and talking about the Avengers Initiative and things like that, and it was like, ooh, I got to stay here for this. I can't leave the theater. And then of course you learn going to Marvel movies now, do not leave whenever they say the end or whenever they say, you know, until next time. Wait for the credits, watch the scene, wait for more credits, wait for the scene, so on and so forth. There's at least 1, 2, 3 scenes. Some people will let you know in spoilers how many are in there, which is good, great, wonderful. Every episode of She-Hulk will have an end credit scene on there, which is great. So the first end credit scene, how do I put this? Can I go ahead and spoil it? I'd go ahead and spoil it because I'm doing spoilers anyway. Okay, sit down because you're never going to believe this. Hang on, let me get here. Captain America, Steve Rogers, is not a virgin. I did it. I did it. Yes, I did. Sacrilege, heresy, all those words like that. I know. And I'm over it. Okay, so other credit scenes that are on there, they're having some fun with some things. The last one that was on there, she's actually twerking with a rap star that's on there. I'm going to tell you right now, for a She-Hulk, she twerked pretty good. Throwing it out there. Have some fun with it. That's all you got to do. If you're on this show watching these kind of things, if you're watching my other shows, you're there to have fun. Let's have fun. So that being said, She-Hulk is released every Thursday on Disney Plus. So be looking for the next episode on that, and I will be recording a review of that this weekend. So I'll have the next episode up as well. So if you have questions, comments, anything like that that you want to go over, put them in here. If you want to reach out directly, feel free to do so. But remember that first statement that I had up here. I am more than willing to have discussion. I love having discussions. I will not deal with trolling and negativity. We don't allow that. So that being said, go into this thing with an open mind. You like it, you don't. It's an easy weighing capability on there. So, She-Hulk, Disney Plus, Thursdays. Make sure you watch it. Let me know what you think. And I will see you next time with the next episode. So until next time, what's in your watch list?